Uttarayan is basically your festival which is celebrated to mark the transit of sun northwards from Tropic of Capricorn to Tropic of Cancer. Kite festival is organized on this day. So Uttar Narayan is Makar Sankranti only. So you people see here. This is Makar Sankranti only, wherein people fly kites and there is a transit of sun from Capricorn to Cancer. Okay, so it is just same as I told you in the first section of the video. Okay, next is Baisakhi. Okay, this is the only festival that is celebrated in Haryana. Well, there is a mix of festivals that are celebrated in Haryana. Just we are specifying only one, which is Baisakhi. So it is celebrated at the harvest of your Rabi crops, which is particularly in your Haryana and Punjab. So it is celebrated in both of the states. Next, if we move on to is Magha Sachi. Aha. So Magha Sachi is another Sakranti, Makar Sakranti of Himachal Pradesh. Domosh festival. It is celebrated on the last day of New Year celebration in the Leh region. So see, Domosh festival. Domosh festival is, Doshmosh festival. So it is celebrated on the last day of the New Year, kind of remarking the beginning of the another year and ending of the previous year. Okay. So it is basically celebrated in the Leh region. Let's move on to, this must be categorized in your Ladakh part only, yes. Means it's a common festival, can be celebrated in both of the two. Mainly it is dominant in your Leh Ladakh, right? Next, let's move on to the festivals that are celebrated in Ladakh. There are Matho Nagrang. So Matho Nagrang is your festival that is celebrated on the last day of New Year. So so sorry, I just talked about Doshmos festival. It is celebrated on the 15th day of Tibetan calendar in the Matho monastery. See, what is Matho monastery? Monastery is basically just like you have got temples, you have got mosques, you have got gurudwaras. Similarly, Buddhist people have their monasteries, okay, where they worship. So they have got Matho monastery in which they celebrate the 15th day of the Tibetan calendar. Okay, so you see the culture over there. Next is Losar. As I told you earlier also, so Losar is just Tibetan's New Year, which is also celebrated in Arunachal Pradesh, right? You see. So next is your Galdan Namchot. So Galdan Namchot is celebrated in the Leh region. It marks the birthday of great Buddhist saint Zongkapa. Okay, so this is your Galdan Namchot. Next is Jharkhand. Jharkhand mein we have got 5 festivals. One is Sarhul, Karma, Hal Punya, Rohini and Tusu. Okay. So Sarhul festival, it is a spring festival which marks the new flowers at the sal trees. So sal trees के ऊपर जब नए फूल आते हैं तो it remarks the spring festival. Obviously in spring season plants do flower. Okay. Next is your Karma Puja. So it is also an harvest festival to Karma Dev for bestowing with power and youthfulness. Okay. Next is Hal Punya, which celebrates wrinkling. So it marks the beginning of the plowing, like before they start their agriculture. So it is Hal Punya. Hal is, you must be knowing Hal, like it's an instrument, or you can just say it's a equipment with basically people plow their fields. ठीक है, जिससे जैसे हल चलाना कहते हैं, तो हल की पहले पूजा कर देते हैं so that they would get a good yield. Okay. So Hal Punya, it celebrates wrinkling, it marks the beginning of the plowing. Next is your Rohini. Rohini mein you will get, it's a harvest festival again, which marks the start of sowing season. Okay. जब sowing season start होता है. Nowadays people don't use these hal kind of thing. They are using tractors and so to sow their crops. Next is your Tusu. It is also an harvest festival. Mostly these are harvest festivals only. So celebrated in January every year. Okay, so this is also celebrated in January every year. Next is Karnataka. Makar Sankranti is celebrated. You people must be knowing Makar Sankranti. I have not taken the photo because already we know what's Makar Sankranti, and there's a transit of sun from the Capricorn to the Cancer. Next is your Kerala. We celebrate Onam, Vishu, Alfasi, Utsavam. Okay, Onam mein you have heard it. So it is the most important harvest festival of Kerala, which is celebrated in the month of September. And if I just talk, you just see there the people who are involved in boating, people do celebrate. Okay, like it's eventually the most important festival, so they do celebrate it very, it's very famous actually. Then Vishu is your new year of Kerala, right? So Vishu is your new year of Kerala, or you also call it as Vishukhani. Okay. So Alfasi Utsavam is basically the celebration of the annual bathing ritual of deities in the Shri Padman Bhaswami temple. So there is a temple wherein the deities or your deities or gods and goddesses are actually bathed. So it's an annual bathing ritual. Okay. Next, if we move on to Madhya Pradesh, we have got Bhagoria Haat festival. So it is also a little, like, I should not comment on any festival, but yeah, it's little, different from other festivals that happen. Here, basically, the young girls and boys, they try to entice each other. So entice each other, like they propose each other, and if they get the proposal, yes, then they put red powders on the partner's face. So it is kind of a act that happens like a child marriage only, but it's not actually a child marriage. So there are young girls and boys who are actually tied into a relation when they propose each other and gets accepted. Okay. So they go to their families also. Okay. So इस तरह से यहाँ का ritual है. Next is your Gudi Padwa from your Maharashtra. Okay, Gudi Padwa. It's also very famous. Gudi Padwa is Maharashtrian New Year. Okay. So you see couples celebrating Maharashtrian New Year. Next is your Manipur. You are celebrating Yoshang, Shavankut and Sajibu Cheroba. See, Yoshang is holy of Manipur. You see people here, Yoshang, Manipur's festival of colors. Next is your Shavankut. So it is the harvest festival by your Kukuchin Mizo tribes. Who are celebrating this? Kukuchin Mizo tribes of Manipur on 1st November of every year. They're celebrating it on 1st November. See, for festivals there is no fixed date, but for some there is. So you just learn for the ones which are mentioned here. Okay. Next is your Sajibu Sherorba. So it is Manipuri New Year. So people here celebrate the new year. Okay. Next, moving on to your Meghalaya. So in Meghalaya, you will get Nongkrem Dance Festival. Nongkrem Dance Festival. So it's a dance festival that celebrates harvest and Thanksgiving by the Khashi tribe. You people have heard of Khashi and Jaintia hills, right? Which are present in Meghalaya. So this is a dance festival. So it is just a Thanksgiving by your Khashi tribe. Next is your Wangla festival. Okay, Wangla festival. So it is post-harvest festival of Garo tribe. So Garo tribe are actually celebrating this. And it's a post-harvest. Please remember, you people must be having, must be differentiating between post-harvest, your sowing season, plowing season, and so on. Okay. Let's move on to Mizoram. So in Mizoram, you celebrate Chapcharkut. So it's a harvest festival again, which marks 3 different stages of your agricultural cycle. Next is your Hornbill festival, which is celebrated in Nagaland, organized by government every year to celebrate rich cultural heritage of Nagaland and to promote inter-tribal harmony. So when your India got presidency in G20, so your Prime Minister Modi went to Nagaland and they celebrated this Hornbill festival. Okay. Next is your Odisha. Odisha, number 1 is your Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra. It's a very famous festival of Odisha. You people have heard it. It is also known as your Gundicha Yatra, Chariot Festival, Daswatra, or your Navadina Yatra. So this festival is dedicated to your Lord Jagannath, who is eventually your Krishna, his sister Subhadra, and his elder brother Ballabhadra. Okay. Next is your Nukahai festival. Okay, so it is also known as Nabana, and it is the harvesting festival which is held in the month of August and September. Next we move on to is your Raj Prabha. So for Raj Prabha, it's a 3 days long harvest festival where the first day is called Paheli Raja, second day is called Raj Sankhanti, and third day is called Basi Raja. So it is basically involved in your 3 parts. Okay, there are 3 days, and first is Pahili Raja, next is Raja Sankhanati, third day is Basi Raja. So it's a festival of womanhood, as you people can see here in the image. Let's move on to Punjab. There is a mistake here, like this should be Gangor festival is celebrated in your Rajasthan, so just mark it as a line and write here Rajasthan. Okay, writing in a short form just to distinguish. So in Punjab, you people must be knowing Lohri is celebrated. It is on 13th of January every year, and it marks the ending of winters as sun moves from winter solstice to equinox. So sun god is worshipped during this festival, similar to Makar Sankranti. Not similar, it is Makar Sankranti only, but just named as Lohri. Okay, next is moving on to Rajasthan. We celebrate Gangor festival. So it is a festival which is celebrated by your females and dedicated to Lord Shiva and Parvati as a symbol of love and successful marriage. See, I will tell you one thing. So your god Shivji has got his hairs, you call them as jatai. So from that jatai, Ganga comes from heaven and flows through them. ओके तो कहते हैं कि शिवजी जी के जटाओं में गंगा समाती है, वहीं से बहना शुरू करती है. सो गंगा इज नोन टू बी एज अ को वाइफ ऑफ शिवजी. सो ओके, सो इट इज सेड दैट these both Parvati ji and your Ganga ji are known as to be co-wives. Co-wives means your sotan. Okay. Next is your Rajasthan. You people have heard of this, that people are dressed in green, their attire is in green, right? So it is celebrated to mark the onset of monsoon. See, in Rajasthan, your monsoon is very, very important. It is given utmost priority because you people know that it's the desert area. So women dress in green attire and wish for health and well-being for their husbands. Okay. Next is your Braj Holi. Braj Holi is also very famous. It is celebrated in your Bharatpur district of Rajasthan before Holi. So Lord Krishna is worshipped during this festival. Okay. Next, let's move on to Sikkim. Okay. You're left with Sikkim and yes. Good. So for Sikkim, you have got Sagadawa, Tendo Loho Ramphart. So Sagadawa is celebrated, to remark your rich culture of Sikkim. And Tendo Loho Ramphart, here people worship mountains, rivers, lake, caves during this festival. Okay. Next is your Tamil Nadu. You people have heard of Pongal, right? Pongal, Onam. These are very famous kind of festivals that people of smaller classes also know these. So it marks the last day of Tamil year. Your Pongal marks the last day of Tamil year, kind of their new year only. Then is your Thai Pussam. So it is celebrated by Tamil and Malayali Hindu community to mark the victory of good over evil. Okay, so you people can see the people out there are practicing so hard, right? So it is just to mark the victory of good over evil. Next is your Jallikattu. It is Indian bullfighting. Okay, this is your bullfighting. You people can see. Next is your Natyanjali festival. It's an annual dance festival devoted to Lord Shiva. So Natyanjali dance is devoted to your Lord Shiva. You must be knowing why Lord Shiva, because Natraj. You people have been knowing this term Natraj. So Lord Shiva performs Tandav. Okay, so he's also been considered to be god of dance. Next is Telangana, Bonalu and Battukamma. Bonalu and Battukama. So Bonalu is a Hindu festival which is dedicated to Mahakali god, Mahakali goddesses. Next is your Bhatukama. You will get, it's a 9 days long floral festival. See, it is also your Navratri only. So it starts from your first day of Navratri and ends on Durga Ashtami. So it is 9 days long. Okay. Next, moving on to Tripura, you have got Karachi Puja. So it's a mass Hindu pilgrimage where Hindu bathe in the holy river of Ganga. I mean your Ganges or Ganga. It is celebrated every 12 years. Okay, तो हर 12 years में ये celebrate होता है. Okay. Karachi Puja, you people see here. Next is your Uttar Pradesh. There is only one festival called Khicheri. As I have told you that Khicheri is Makar Sankranti, which is celebrated in Uttar Pradesh. So I have got you another image for this so that you just learn it by heart. Okay. So it is a harvest festival which involves ritual bathing. Next is your Uttarakhand and your Ganga Dashera. Okay, Uttarakhand mein you celebrate Ganga Dashera. So it is celebrated for 10 days in the month of May, June every year to mark the descent of holy river Ganga from heaven. As I told you कि भगवान शिवजी जी के जटायों में से जो गंगा जी फ्लो कर रही हैं, it is directly from heaven. So just to celebrate it, this Ganga Dashera is remarked. Okay. Next is your West Bengal Durga Puja. Very, very famous. So it is one of the oldest traditions of Hindu community in Bengal. They worship goddess Durga. During the festival, women put red powder in each other's face. So they put red powder on each other's face. Okay. So that's it for today. And I hope you people have learned a lot. And I have tried my best to bring this more interesting. Thank you so much for being here.